Hey everybody, it's me, Jen, with Ingram Art, and I wanted to welcome you. I'm going to be doing a little paint along today. This is for all ages. Hopefully people can follow along, and I'll show you some of the supplies that I'm going to use to get my painting going. First, I'm using an 12 by 14 canvas, but you can use paper or whatever you have available. I'm also going to use some white paint, some glitter glue, turquoise glitter, bright red glitter. I'm almost out of my yellows, so that's why they're upside down. These are apple barrel, lemon, or dandelion yellow, pretty close in hue. And then I also have some apple barrel Laguna. Okay, and then I also have some black. I'm using all acrylics. I'll use that with some water. I have a couple of palettes. Another one I used a little bit. I have the palette ready with the different colors that I mentioned. They did run a little bit because I have plastic on my work table, and so it kind of tipped a little bit, but no worries because I'm still going to be able to use it. I have my paints ready. I also forgot to tell you to get a rinse cup or jar, cup, glass, whatever. I also wanted to share with you my inspiration piece, and his eye with his photography is just, I just love his vision. He's a local Aurora artist. So anyways, he's looking, he took this great photo looking west on, no, I'm sorry, looking north up the Fox River. And so we're going to go ahead and just try to make a focal point on my canvas, and then come out with my building to the left. So again, when you use a focal point, everything's going to be in perspective, and this is a great example of a drawing that lets us do that. And then over here there's kind of a mysterious type of brush here. There's the focal point. My straight edge is lined up with that, but right here is the Leland Tower. In the middle is the Downer Street Bridge, and I think that's what a lot of people can agree is what makes Aurora so famous and so beautiful. And then on this one, this over here is our building. This is a very nice family furniture building, and they have wonderful messages that they put up on their roof and their balcony for Aurorans, as well as a wonderful mural over here by our friend Pierre Lucero. And then right here behind here is Leland Tower. So we're just going to sketch that in real quick because that matters. So since it's the front looking, I'm just going to do the first face of it. The Leland Tower is nice and tall. I'm hoping you can see. And at the top is kind of a arch. Yippee! And then, as any Aurora knows, is our tower with our star, right? And so now we have the Leland Tower, and we can give it that perspective and give it some side. And then there's another building right in front of it a little bit. Give that some side. And some buildings to the side. I mean, there's like great history. I'm sorry. Oh, a bug just landed in my paint. But here you have a quick sketch of what we're going to do. The bristles. and then maybe get a little of this blue. Okay, I'm going to go with this nice light turquoise because today I just feel like not making purple and pink anymore. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create this eye kind of shadow effect with more white and more, little thin it out with more water, because our background does not need to be thick. Oh my gosh, you guys, I might have to pause so I can close the door because we have moths and things trying to come in to my little painting studio. I was trying to enjoy the outside with the doors open, but I don't think that's going to work. The moths are attracted to my bright light that's helping me record this. So anyways, just keep going with that eye shape. Doesn't have to be dark again, and actually being able to see through to my little drawing back there, my sketch is going to help me because I'm going to base my my buildings based on that Randy Benzie photograph. So and as I go further and further out, I might want to change the shade and go a little darker. Again, I'm using just that 1-inch brush and filling my space. I'm not trying to make it too thick because I want it to dry and I want to be able to start painting my foreground. This is my background, and we're just trying to make it blend, blend, blend. And I'm also going to pick up my canvas and work on blending my sides, because that will help when you paint, when you hang your picture up, you're going to be able to, it'll have that wraparound effect and it'll just look nice, especially if you don't intend on framing your canvas right away. So this is a canvas trick, but if you're not working on a canvas, that's okay. Just help me work through this for a second. Again, I'm just kind of following that. I have friends trying to help me paint, I think. We're just trying to follow that same design. Oh my gosh, 3 different bugs have killed themselves by landing into my paint. So we're going to go ahead and take a break when I get done with my background. And plus, what it'll also do is give me a second to just let it dry. And there's nothing wrong with that. My tutorial's just half-hour long, but taking a quick break and you know, getting the bugs out of your paint might be a good idea. But those are the adventures. Look, those are the adventures of painting outside. I'm in my paint studio out with, like I said, with my doors open, and I'm just trying to get my background developed so I can let it dry and come back in later. Go ahead and use my 1/4 inch flat. I'm going to just kind of water down a little bit of the black to the side and use it like an ink, because it is pretty much a black skyline for my painting. I'm not saying that's what it really looks like in real theatrics, but just try to follow your sketch a little bit, and you can see, like, okay, yeah, and then it has like this whole, right? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much like fill this in to be pretty much black. So as you can see, and then it has like a tower that's like not filled in, but that kind of gives you an idea of the skyline effect that we're going for. And then just go ahead and try to follow these lines a little bit. This is going to be like my river lines. This is going to be like the top of my building. And the way I'm making such a straight line is I'm just using the very edge of the brush and a little bit just getting ready to make that motion, and then light brush strokes. So love and light brush strokes. That's like the slogan I chose for my little company, Ingram Art. Oh, that's a little waving, but I have this chance to fill it in, so that's okay. And then the arches. Okay, so you see how the arches are like really significant to our bridge. There we go. And just fill in the shadow, because that's pretty much what's happening in the photograph. In your view, it's kind of filled in, and then the light is kind of playing this illusion on this building, and can't even hardly tell what's happening over here. So I'm just really lightly going to fill this in with the paint that's on my brush. Try to make it kind of go the same direction. I'm reloading a little bit. Again, kind of watery, because it's kind of dark and you kind of can't tell what's happening with the building. Again, painting is an illusion, so you're always wondering what you're seeing. Even when you come outside at night, you know, grass isn't green. It matters what kind of light you're getting, and it also matters the color and the light exposure and your open-mindedness. So be prepared to let your mind to see something a little different. Okay, so we have that, and then I just want to make sure that I had the lamppost, because I felt like that was significant. But this, I have too much on my brush, so the lamppost is kind of coming up here, it's kind of coming up here and here, and then it's across the street. And that is what's making so much light, is that they have lots of lampposts across the street. There's this other great building right here. Okay, and we can give them some windows. And try to come maybe in with some yellow, some white yellow, to give that building its own. And this building too. It's probably darker in the foreground because it will be more blurry a little bit. And then on this side, there's a little bit of building. I want to get to the fun part now. So my drawing has fireworks in it. But the thing is about Randy Benzie's photo is that the sky he captured is like fireworks enough. So I'm wondering if you want to add the fireworks or not. That is completely up to you. And this is so weird. And then we're going to maybe be able to come back and put the reflection in the water for this whole part. So my horizon and my skyline are pretty much darkened in. You can see how I'm just kind of letting some paint come off my brush and dry stroke it over here, and to give that kind of effect, like it's kind of out of focus. So let's do that again. This tutorial is a little bit quickened, a little bit sped up, and you're welcome to just, you know, take your time and then come back through and try to use some of the tips included. Okay, hi. So guys, I want to catch you up where I've been. So as you can see, I've added just a little bit more detail where I thought I needed it. I gave waves into my river. I gave a little horizon line in the river. Gave the concrete type of color to this dark kind of dusk color to the building, as well as this, and then also adding some blue to my star at the top of Leland Tower, because that's, everybody knows in Aurora that that's a blue star that's lighting up. And then we gave this skyline a little bit of fireworks here. What I did was I just used my small round brush and I did lay down the white first, and now I'm coming back and adding my sparkle, which is my blue or my red sparkle, because those are the colors that I picked. And I'm just going over top of the white. The white's kind of showing off, and it's also going to kind of make it look like a glow effect. Like I said, the sparkle blue and red, once it dries, it will be sparkly. And I'm working from the inside out usually, and giving that sparkle effect. Funny, I wanted to make a purple one, so now I got a little bit of the pinkish red on here, so I'm just going to kind of blend it right on the board and show that it's kind of purplish. And let's go ahead and make a little purple to the side over here with the blue and the red. I'm not sure how purple it will be, but it's going to be kind of like a darker red with the blue sparkle. It's kind of purplish. And I'm going to go ahead and make the last fireworks that color. Hoping you can see up there. Yeah, you can see it. And just go over my white. Okay, so like I said, another thing I'm going to do, I hadn't added this yet, and this is a lot of fun. This is the Folk Art Glitterific. Okay, so when I put this on, it's basically like glitter in, you can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's just clear, some type of clear adhesive with glitter in it. But that clear paint is going to be super fun to put on top of my fireworks, and make sure my fireworks are really sparkly, because that's how fireworks are, right? So we want them to kind of stand out. And yeah, you can see the chunky glitter that's coming out on top of my other glitter paint. So I'm just going to put that right on top of everything on my fireworks, and when the light hits it, you can see the sparkles and how they trickle down. Don't fireworks trickle down? Isn't that like the best part, when they start like kind of disintegrating in the sky and you're like, oh, ah, and all the, like, as they disperse. That's the fun part too, I think. So there's a lot of glitter. So as you can see, this is a light bluish green outline. I picked a photo that showed me a skyline view of Aurora. I used my focal point and kind of used perspective. Well, I didn't kind of use it, I did use it. And then I shaded in with a dryish brush into my buildings. Then I added my windows and my highlights around the reflection, added some motion lines down here, added my fireworks up here, added my skyline up here. I might go ahead and let some of this chunky sparkle needs to be up there right as well, because everybody knows when you see that star, you're home to Aurora. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, add a little chunky, the last of my chunky glitter I sprayed out because it needs it. All right, that needs it. And there you go. So there's our skyline of Aurora with the fireworks. I want to I'm going to keep working on it. A lot of people know as an artist you're going to keep on working and working, and then get kind of bored with it until you start a new project. So work on it until you're inspired, and you can leave it alone. You might walk away from it and come back and say, I definitely need, like right now I feel like I need this skyline to be filled in just a little bit darker to show that that's not the focal point of the painting. And so I'm just kind of filling this in because it almost looks like kind of like bushes and stuff over here. That's like kind of out of focus. I'm looking down here into my focal point of my river. The other thing you want to do is walk away and come back, and you might be surprised just exactly how different you feel about your painting. Is it time to do something else? Is it time to leave it alone? Or is it time to like add this final super great glitter? You'll decide on your own, and you'll know, and as you develop as an artist you'll know. And that's what I'm working on. I'm just developing myself as an artist and continuing to learn different medias. So what I want to do though is make sure I thank Aurora Public Art, because they gave me this opportunity at, like I said, at Ingram Art. I'm doing paint kits, I'm doing paint parties. I used to do face painting before the COVID. Hopefully that'll come back at some time, because I really enjoyed face painting children and adults. And so now I've kind of moved to virtual parties. We can do lots of different things, but I appreciate your time. I appreciate Aurora Public Art for all of that they do for the city of Aurora. Also the Aurora Rotary, I understand that they have sponsored this event, and so I appreciate all of you, and especially Randy Benzie for letting me use his photography as my my muse, my focal point, because I really enjoyed, like I said, I really enjoy his photography and his views in Aurora. So thanks to everybody, and keep painting, keep drawing, and love and light brush strokes. This is Jen with Jen Ingram Art, signing off. Thanks.